Okay, you are tuned into KGLR 95.3 FM in Boulder, Colorado. I am at the Desert Rocks Festival, and I'm sitting here with, what was the name again?
Phil.
Phil from Mountain Standard Time, the man.
Previously from Mountain Standard
Time. Now you're out here just jamming it up, right?
Yeah, we're going to do, I kind of like started this little thing at Ned. We do we call it Dr. Feelgood Till Dawn, and we just kind of like try to do the late night fun stuff. And I tricked my buddy Dan into playing with me some. He's the bass player in Smooth Money Gesture, and
nice.
I've talked him into it tonight, which is good.
Nice. He looks.
It's kind of like the cucumber water. He's not sure how he feels about that.
Right. The facial remarks are like,
not sure how I feel about that.
So, who else are you jamming with tonight?
Well, we're playing with a couple of the Smooth Money guys. Him and Pete Solid Goldberg on keys, and Scott on drums. And we talked to Eric doesn't know it, but Eric from Hot Butter Rum's good. I've been kidnapping him pretty much. He isn't here yet, but his wife already told me, yeah, he'll play tonight. So.
Nice. Is Hot Butter Rum playing?
Yeah, they're playing tonight. They're playing the main stage around 10, and then they do late night Sunday night here. They're playing at like 2 a.m. Sunday night.
Wow, that's
so there's some late music, going on, and some good times.
Nice. Now, do you have any solo projects going on yourself? Like
I've been playing with probably some guys out of Boulder. I've been playing with a bunch. Otis Landy and Matt Flaherty, the Hot Soup Kid, Cody Wales, and then his keyboard player. We've been doing a Dr. Feelgood thing a little bit.
Nice.
Well, not playing a lot. I have children now, and that's kind of where the Mountain Standard Time thing went. You can't be gone 21 days a month with a 3-year-old.
Yeah. Now, where in Ned is this event you're doing here?
The next thing really we're doing late night Ned Fest.
Oh, right.
We're going to do late night Ned Fest. I think we're doing Friday night Black Forest for Ned Fest.
When is Ned Fest again?
Last week in August, every year, yeah.
That's right.
Really good lineup this year.
Nice.
Should be pretty impressive. Hopefully you guys will be up there.
Oh, well, I hope so. Have you guys ridden the carousel up there yet?
Oh, yeah. I have a 3-year-old.
No, of course you have. I don't even have kids, and I
ride the carousel like 3 times a week.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, it's really neat to be out here and see Nederland, Colorado represented so well at the festival.
I have met so many Ned heads here. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got Smooth Money Gesture here, Elephant Revival, Taxi, and and then a bunch of us random stragglers that just wanted to be here and be part of it. And,
right.
We're looking forward to hearing these guys play tomorrow and stuff. So you guys were here a couple of years ago too, weren't you?
2008.
2008. So this is the return of Smooth. New lineup for them this time too. So it ought to be pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, have a good time.
Okay, now here's a question that I ask every musician. How do you feel about people stealing your music off the internet or stealing any music off the internet, stuff like that? How, as a musician, do you feel about that?
Depends on. Some people rationalize it as stealing. I don't know. I mean, I've kind of always been. I'm 46. I grew up. My era was I was a Deadhead in the 80s. And when they were the only band that was allowing all that taping and this and that. And if you look at how their community is. I mean, if you look at it, I'm 46. When I was 22, there wasn't 30, 40, 50 festivals a year. There was Dead Tour, and that was it.
Right.
And now everything's a giant little mini Dead Tour, from festivals to all the different bands, and everybody has such an open taping policy now. I mean, I kind of have mixed reviews on it.
Sure.
Like, for instance, these guys just came out with a new record, right?
Right.
Okay, I could see, downloading their shows off archive. I'm cool with that, but... the money they put into making the record, I have some mixed emotions on that. So, I mean, it's kind of a...
It's one thing when you're recording a live set.
Yeah, when you're letting people record and, you're giving them the music that way, that's one way. But, yeah, when, it costs a lot of money to make a record.
Right.
It's not just, it's not just good times, hey, let's go play some songs.
Right.
I mean...
Yeah, I mean, we just got out of the studio and spent, roughly 10 G's before it was all done.
Right.
So, and we encourage people coming to our shows and recording and posting them on the internet and sharing with everyone. And for our CD release show, we gave out our album to everyone who came. So it's really all about just getting the music out there.
Right.
But there is some balance.
There's a line there. There's a line.
If you're paying to be a musician, then it's...
It's
still fun, but...
Right. You're still doing what you like, but it's better when you're getting paid to do it.
At least breaking even.
Yeah, right.
Like you said, it costs $10,000. I mean, so you know, and like you said, they gave everyone a copy, and
right.
it's accessible out there. You guys can get it on iTunes now and stuff, right? Yeah, I mean, so I mean, it's 99 cents a song. That's not that big a deal, you know. For the recording, I understand. For the, when a band takes their time and energy and their money and their commitment and time away from other things in their life, and spends all this time and money in the studio, I think that, as fans, I'm a fan just as much as I'm a musician, more so even now as a fan, and I think we should support the artist by buying the studio recordings, instead of, like you said, stealing from the internet. But then, like I said, I guarantee 90% of the bands here are accessible. There's some live recording out there that's accessible for free.
Right.
And that's the stuff I'm after more. So anyhow,
usually
like I was listening to these cats at the house the other day. We were listening to their live stuff. We weren't listening to the record.
Yeah. There's a lot of acts out there. You hear the record and you're like, okay, and then you see them live, and you're like, "Whoa!"
It's a new level.
You can't get that on the record.
No, you can't. And I mean, these guys, the core of them, he and Josh and his brother Doug, that core has been together. How long now?
Well, we've been playing since we were in high school. Me, Joshy, and my brother Doug. So we have that connection where it's just real easy to play off each other.
Right.
And I think that's what we focus on when we jam, is trying to just really let loose and let the jam see what happens.
Exactly, feel it out.
Let it go where it's going to go.
Right.
And that did, the record's great, but it didn't happen on the record. I've seen some incredible stuff from these cats.
Exactly.
So I mean, I don't know. That's a really hard question. I bet you've got some interesting answers.
We do. It's always.
And I bet you get a lot of, don't really know where you're going with that.
And it's funny because, we do a lot of jam bands and a lot of hip hop is what we interview. And the jam band people typically are like, well, people have been, like you said, taping our shows. So it's like, but when you spend money on an album, it's one thing. The hip hop people is always 50-50 because it's like half those guys, they don't make CD sales. Like they just don't care. They tour, they make their money. But those are all the fresh cats that are just starting in the industry,
Yeah.
Whereas the guys that have been in the industry for a long time are getting all upset about it.
Well, some of those guys, they go into the studio, it costs a couple $100,000.
Well, they're overproducing stuff.
Yeah.
They never want to tour. And
yeah.
I think there's a fine line there, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there should never be just a recording artist. There should be a performer, in my mind.
Well, to me, there's been a lot of bands, it's I'm not saying it's easier to be good in the studio, but you have a controlled environment. You can do take after take. You can do whatever, and I want to, hey, buddy, I want to see what a band's, what I want to see a band is like. We've all been there before. You stand in front of a crowd of 12 people you've never seen before in your life, and they're looking at you like, make me dance.
Yeah.
That's
No
when
pressure.
you find out what a group of guys really has, somewhat of a hostile environment, when you're a young band and you're touring. It's just a few people there. They have no idea who you are, and you're like, okay, we have to bring it.
Yeah. If you don't, it's over.
Yeah. And sometimes even if you do, it's over.
Right.
Hey, the Motet absolutely brought it last night.
Yeah, that was some good stuff.
Kept me up all night. So.
Yeah, for sure. And Juno What was good, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I saw the sunrise. I know.
I got smart. I went to bed with my kids last night. I'll be up late tonight.
Over here.
Well, no, because I played 2 a.m. till dawn tonight, so I'll...
Nice. Well, I'll be up.
Excellent.
So, all right. Well, that's all the questions I have for you guys.
Appreciate it, man. We're glad to have Pirate Boulder guys out here doing some shows, man.
For sure.